Okay, so in the previous class, we were discussing about the list comprehension, and what we understood is in case of list comprehension, we are writing a shorter syntax. That means in one line itself, we are completing our task, and for this purpose, we have used the for loops. Okay, and according to the problem statement, we have designed the programs, and they are taking 3 to 4 lines, 3 to 4 coding lines. Okay, and with the help of comprehension, list comprehension, we have reduced the lines. That means in a one line itself we are producing the output. Okay, so let us proceed ahead with some more codes. See what I did here. uh, List is there. That means x equal to 1 2 3 4 5. That means I'm having 5 elements in this list, and then I have prepared an empty list, that is y. Okay, and then I applied for I in x y dot append I. Okay, that means I'm appending each and every element of list x in list y. Okay, so in the previous class we did started the list, and we have seen that list is something which is open. Okay, because it is open, there are many methods which can be applied over the list. Okay, list is ordered, it is changeable, and on the basis of that, we are performing, that means addition of the elements, removal of the elements. Okay, these are some of the basic functions which we have applied on the list, and there are many more. Okay, so here I have taken two lists. One is an filled list with the 5 elements, one is the empty list. Okay, and I have applied the for loop, and I have appended all the elements. Append is, you very well know that, sir, just adding one by one, adding the elements at the last of the list. That has been done by the append, and there are many other functions also. Push, pop method we have seen, remove we have seen. Okay, now in the next case, if I need to append only even numbers in the list. Okay, that means if I'm available with a list with 5 elements, again I'm having an empty list y, and I applied a loop for I in x. See, you have seen two techniques for tracing the elements in a list. That means either you can use length and range, or either you can use this simple thing. Okay, for I in x, okay, it will trace each and every element which is present in the list. Okay, so I'm saying if I percentage 2 equal to 0, this is the common notation for finding whether a number is an even or not. Okay, so here if I percentage 2, that that means the modulus I'm looking forward for the remainder, it is equal to 0, then you are going to append the value in the list. Okay, empty list. So here 2 and 4, only these elements are even. According to the condition given, you appended these two elements in the list. Okay, now next, how to perform this with the help of a list comprehension. Sir, I need to do this in a single line. Sir, you are writing, sir, this much of code. I don't want to write this much of code. No, I just want to do this in a single line. So what I'm going to do, see, for I in x, okay, then if I percentage equal to 2, so you need to follow up the initial code. You need to follow up the initial code what has been written. Okay, this is your initial code. All right, and and no need to write y dot append I or something like that here. So what was your initial code? Your initial code was loop and the conditional statement. So for I in x, if I percentage equal to 0, okay, I'm going to return I, return y. This is what the value I'm going to assign to y. Okay, no need to write just append y and all this stuff. All right, and since it is a list comprehension, so you need to write the square brackets, and this is I is something which has been returned and its value is assigned to y. This is what happening here. Okay, so you applied the for loop for I in x. Okay, if I percentage equal to 0, okay, I am getting I, this has been assigned to y. Okay, and then when I print y, okay, I'm getting 2 and 4. These are the results. Next, if I'm having a list of fruits, okay, here it is. 5 fruits are available in this list, and then I'm available with a empty list. And what I did here again is my task is based on the list of fruits. I want a new list containing only the fruits with the letter A in the name, in their name. Only letter A. Okay. So here I am going to do with the without list comprehension. So for X in fruits, if A in X, you very well know about this thing. We are using this membership operators. Okay, operations, membership operations. Okay, that is in, not in, etc. You already used with the combination of if else. Okay, so applying the for loop for X in fruits, if A in X, that means if this character, because you know that if I would say for X in fruits, that means it is going to trace each and every element which is present in the list. Okay, and then it's going to check if there is A present in the element which has been present here in the list, then I'm going to append it to the new list, and that's it. That's what my task is all about. Okay, so here I appended apple. It comprises of a banana is having a, mango is having a, so all these elements has been appended to the new list. Cherry and kiwi don't have a, so they are not appended. Okay, so without list comprehension, I'm just appending the elements which is having a or a character in the word. Okay, now next, if I want to do this with a list comprehension, how should I do with the list comprehension? Now go with the basics. Okay, this is a required for X in fruits if A in X. This is a required. Okay, so I'm writing for X in fruits if A in X. Okay, I'm going to return X, only those X which is having a in it. Okay, and I'm going to apply the loop similarly as I did here. For I in X, if I percentage to equal to 0 for finding the even number. Similarly, I'm going to perform the same task here, using the loop, using the condition, going to get the X. Okay, and then assign its value to the new list. That's what I'm going to do, and here I printed, and this is the result. Okay, so list comprehension made it simple in a one line itself. However, however, you may find it a bit difficult in case, because sir, if we do write the code in this simple way, in a line by line, sir, this is quite understood. But if we want to merge all these lines under one single statement, so it may happen that sir, sometimes it is confusing. Okay, so it depends upon you, but the concept is important, so that is why I need to cover this particular concept. Okay, so here we did this particular code with the help of list comprehension. Now the next problem statement is what I need to do. Again, I'm having list of fruits. Okay, and I'm saying for X in fruits, if X not equal to apple, if X not equal to apple, that means if I don't have apple. Okay, if I don't have apple, then only I need to return those elements. Okay, so in this list I am having an apple, and remaining are the other fruit names. Okay, so what I did, for X in fruits, if X not equal to apple, then I'm going to take those elements X, and then I'm going to assign each of them one by one into the new list, and here I'm printing the new list. Okay, so these are the elements which I got. Okay, so you need to focus upon the basic or the primary code for the list comprehension. Okay, that means you are focusing upon the for loop, you are focusing upon the conditional statement, and then whatever you are getting, just write it here. So I'm getting X here, and then under the square brackets, this is what we need to do in list comprehension, and then assign this value to the new list. Okay, now next, if I'm having a number list, and this is how I'm going to apply the for loop, and this is what you have already seen. Okay, and to be very simple, to be very basic, if I need to perform this three line task under a one line itself, if I want to do this, okay, so how it can be performed by the list comprehension, just check here. Don't write print, Don't write print, because print will gonna give you further return, something needs to be written if you are going to use the functions. Okay, so the task which has been performed here is, for I in num, you are having a number list with the 5 elements, and then you are printing the numbers one by one. If I need to do this with the list comprehension, just apply for loop for I in num and write I. That's it. That's it. This is what you need to do. Okay, and you can assign y equal to something like this. It's up to you, and then you can print y. Print y. Okay, print y. Okay, so it will print you all the elements. Num is not defined. I need to execute this. Okay, run, and then I need to run this. Okay, so here are your elements. All right. So this is how we did perform the task using list comprehension. Okay. Next, if you are available with the fruits, as we have already seen the example, applied for loop over the fruits, printed them. This is what I got in the form of a result. This is the task which we can do with the above stuff with the help of a list comprehension. I for I in fruits. Okay, so this is what the list you are getting. I for I in fruits. Okay, and here you can check one difference. What difference you are noticing, sir? Here we are returning a list. Here we are returning a list. Okay, and sir, here we are just printing the elements. That's what the difference is. Here also we got a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we got the list of elements. Okay, and sir, above we printed the elements one by one. So if I would say, if I write like this, print I here, print I. Okay, what could be the result? If I would say, what could be the result? Now check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here it is none, none, none. That means print statement is returning something which is actually none, and none is been assigned to y in the form of a list. Okay, so just understand the concept. Whenever function is executed, it returns some value. Okay, what value it returns? If I do talk about C++ programming, I hope if you have learned this stuff, and I don't know whether you have asked a question to your faculty or not. See, in case of the programming C++, we are writing void main. Have you learned C++ programming in your? Do you have that thing in your curriculum? Do you have that programming language? Okay. No, sir. Okay, fine. No worries. So you know what happens whenever you are only C. Okay, you have learned the C program, so that's okay. That's fine. So in C programming, you have used a void main, return zero. Have you used that stuff? You have learned the C programming. Okay. So what does this void main? Void is the return type of the main function. Okay, and whenever this main function is called, who is calling this main function? You never wrote there in the code who is calling this main function. Okay, you just write hash include stdio dot h hash include conio dot h, then you're including main, and then you're writing the things. Okay, and then that's over. But if you're writing int main, then you're writing return zero. Okay, if you're writing void main, then there is nothing to return. Void is specifically a value. It's a value which has been returned to the operating system. Okay, whenever this function is called, some value has been returned to the OS operating system. Okay, so here also, while checking this code, you can find that, sir, none is coming. So whom this print value is returning? It's returning some value. Okay, print. So that value is returned and been stored in y. So currently print is returning nothing. Okay, so it's just saying none for each and every case. All right, and print I is something which I already did. What is the value of I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from I in enum. That's what I gave. And here is the same, okay, which we are expecting. So here is the output which has been expected. And then the value returned by print is none. Okay, so that's why you can see the kind of an output. Okay, so here also the same. This is a list of elements. Okay, and this has been done with the help of a list comprehension. Okay, I've assigned a new list, okay, which is same as that of the fruits. That if I would have written some condition, okay, for example, if I do copy and if I include some condition here, okay, that means for x in fruits, if a a and if a and b, if a and b, what should I say? If a and b, any condition you can say from your side. If a and b, okay, I got some comment in, okay, in, then what? In x, is that the case? That's it. If a and b in x, okay, that means if the characters a and b are found in x, then only you are going to prepare a new list. Okay, should I need to give some quotation, some single quotes, or this will be okay? Because above, have you used any quotations? Have you used any quotations in the above code? Yes, you have used. So definitely here also you need to use some quotes. Okay, because if you are going to give a character, then it should be in a form of a string, not like simple A and B. So you need to give a quote here. Okay, and then let me run this code, and I found that banana is the only word which is having A and B inside it. Okay, so I got this one list which is having a banana element. Okay, so and if you have written print x here, so it will print banana, and then it will then it will return none for the new list. Okay, you have checked about stuff which I taught. Okay, this thing. So this is how we can perform the list comprehension. And again, I'm having some example related to it with the help of a range. For I in range 1 to 11, print I, that it's quite clear that you are going to print 1 to 10. All the elements from 1 to 10. And if I need to do this with the list comprehension, what shall I am going to do? I for I in range 1 to 11, and this is the list. This is how I have prepared the list. Okay, with this condition. For I in range 1 to 11, I, that means I have prepared the list of 1 to 10 elements. And you very well know if I write print I, then it's gonna print each and every element. That's it. Okay. So now either I can give a name to it. Okay, if I am not writing anything here, new list equal to I for I, etc., etc., then there will be no name for the list. It's just only printing the elements. Now, if I assign a variable name to it, for example, if I'm writing new list equal to x for x in range 10, that means the list, all the list values. That means, acha, range 10. What is this range 10? Or what is this 0 to 10, 0 comma 10? See, it's both same. It's both same. If you are not writing anything here, if I just simply writing a range 10, it will automatically start from 0. And it's up to your choice. If you want to give some specific from which your number should start, so you can write it from 1 to 11 or 2 to 11 or whatsoever. It depends upon you. However, if you're not going to give any range, so automatically it will be starting from 0. So here I'm taking for x in range 10, that means it will take the values from 0 to 9, and I'm assigning it to x, and this will be a new list. Okay, so from 0 to 9, this list has been prepared. All right. Now, the next thing is for I in range 10, 31. Okay, that means I am going to take the elements from 10 till 30. 20 elements I need to take. Now, if I is less than 25, print I. That means whatever the values which are less than 25, that means from 10 to 24. Okay, that will be printed. Okay, so here I got the output. And if I need to cover this thing with the help of a list comprehension, what should I'm going to write? Okay, for I in range 10 to 31. If I is less than 25, just return I. That means just prepare a list of it. Okay, so here I'm preparing a list of it. Now the same stuff, if I would say same stuff, copy and just look at here. Okay, fine. Just make a rounded brackets. Okay, rounded brackets. And if I run this code, okay, you haven't got any output. So this is been okay with the list. That's why it's called as a list comprehension. And let me take this thing again with the help of a sit. Okay, let me use the curly braces here. Okay, and let's see what could be the output. Now the point is clear. If using square brackets, this is list comprehension, then why shouldn't I would say that this is set comprehension? This is set comprehension. No? I am preparing a set of the elements, the same stuff. See, here I am having available with the curly braces. So curly in curly braces, I used to represent the elements of a set. Okay, so this will be set comprehension. Okay, but this kind of terminology has been not available in Python. Okay, but the same approach has been followed. Okay, and it tried above for the tuple also. I'm looking forward for tuple comprehension also. But that concept is again not available, and you got some output that is generator object, something like that. Okay, it's returning something, but not what we are expecting the kind of output. The tuple has been not been created like that. Okay, but here a set has been created with the same stuff as we are performing with the help of a list. So list comprehension and the set comprehension. Well, however, set comprehension there is no terminology available in Python, but it's resembling with the list comprehension. Okay, so let us proceed ahead. Again, the same thing. Now, I guess you guys will be expert in the list comprehension. If I need to print the values, that means for x in range 10, that means from 0 to 9, if x is less than 5, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, assigning it to the new list and printing this. That's it. It's quite simple. Okay, now just again use of the methods which are available in the list. That means I'm having the fruits list, I'm having an empty fruits list. Okay, and I'm appending the elements of the fruits. I'm appending the elements of this fruits by making them in uppercase. Okay, so for x in fruits, fruits underscore new dot append x dot upper. That means I'm going to convert these all words into uppercase, and then I'm going to append it into my new fruits. Okay, so you can use not only append doesn't means that you are going to have only x, append x. No, you can use x dot upper also. Okay, so method inside a method. This has also been possible in case of Python. Okay, so all will be converted into uppercase. And if I want to change and if I want to do this with the help of list comprehension, how should I? How should I? See, um, for x in fruits, and I don't want to give any condition or if or something like that. So that's okay. I'm just taking this x dot upper. Okay, so what operation you perform, and there is no requirement of append. I have already told you in case of list comprehension, there is no requirement of append things. Okay, so for x in fruits, I'm going to take x dot upper. Okay, x dot upper, fine, and that will be returned and saved into the new list one by one. Okay, so this is how I'm going to perform the task with the help of a list comprehension, just in a single line. And what, how many lines you took here? That means, for and this append, and then you are going to print it. 3 lines. And here all the task has been done in a one line itself, new list. Okay, and next, this is something which you have printed. Okay, now, uh, if I do some experiment, what kind of experiment? That means if I am not assigning this new list to this particular operation, and I'm going to print a new list here only. So this will give you an error. Okay, this is invalid syntax. That means if you further try to simplify these things, that means sir print it under here only. So that's not possible. So the point is, which has been possible, is print, just take print and print this stuff, x dot upper. I think this will work. Okay, this will work. Okay, but the point is, sir, here it's showing one element by one element. It's not the list. It's not the list. So what should be done, sir? Sir, can we write? Can we write, sir? Um, let us have some more experiments, sir. Can we write bracket? Can we give bracket here? Will that be possible? Is there any chances, sir? Okay, still yes, it's been running, but the point is again the output are shown one by one, and here you are getting the result as okay none again in the form of that means print statement. Print statement is returning your list elements. If I'm going to use this brackets with the print, okay, so whatever been returned by the print, it's been put a part of your list formats. Okay, so sir, is there any other options? Can we try further more? And can we have a bracket in sir this print statement? Okay, we never get afraid of doing the experiments, because what will happen unless you will get an error, na? But don't get afraid to do the experiments. Okay, because that will only let you know that what could be the possible and what are the chances are, because not everything has been written in the book. Not every kind of examples are present in the resources, that is web resources or other website or something like that, that they're going to explain you each and everything. It's up to you, just you learn the basic concept and try whatever been available from yours, what has been coming in your mind. This is called as programming. Whatever is coming in your mind, just try and apply for it. What will happen? Error will come. No, no worries. See here, no, still not, no error came, and I'm just trying to do whatever is coming in my mind. Okay, I thought that okay, inside print statement give the square brackets, I applied. Outside I applied everything, I applied. So you can see that, sir, I'm getting, sir, list of each and every single element, sir. And you should, why? Because here the loop has been applied on each and every element. No, that's why you are getting. Okay, so here I can prepare a list of one by one element also if I do perform like this. Okay, so it's up to you how much your brain works, and how much curiosity you are having. That what is coming in your mind, you just do the experiment, and never been afraid of errors in case of programming. Okay, every time you are going to learn something new. Next, now what I did, uh, see if you can prepare a list of special characters also, punctuation marks, it's up to you. Punctuation mark, I'm taking colon, comma, full stop, semicolon, and everything. Colon, that means I repeated itself, because in case of list there is a property duplicates allowed. So ordered, duplicate, changeable, this is the property of the list. Okay, so and then I prepared an empty list. List 2, this is empty in nature. Then I applied for x in list 1. If x equal to colon, if x equal to colon, then I try to replace. Okay, if you have been asked to perform replacement without using replace method, without using replace method, if you have been asked write a code to replace something in the list with someone else, how should you are going to do? So here what I did, I want to replace colon with a semicolon. This is what I'm looking forward for. Okay, so what I did, for x in list 1, if x equal to colon, x equal to semicolon. That means I assigned, if x is equal to colon, assign a value semicolon to the x. Okay, and then append list 2 dot appendix, and then list 2. See, if if a statement is successful, if it is true, then only there will be replacement as append is going on. The first thing is colon. Okay, now it is replaced with the semicolon, appended. Next one is comma. Okay, appended. Next one is full stop, appended. Next one is semicolon, appended. Last one is colon. Okay, this condition true, convert it into semicolon and then append. That's it. Here's your result. Quite simple. Okay, so I did a task of replacement without using a predefined method in function. Okay, now fine, these all stuff you very well know about. Now, what happened here? I am available with a list of fruits. Again, I am having an empty list, and then I applied for x in fruits. Fruits one dot append hello. So, how much times your loop has been working on? That much times hello will be added to the list fruits one. Okay, because it is empty. Okay, so your loop has been going to work for 5 times, so 5 times hello will be added. I am not going to work upon anything, I am not working anything which has been present in this list. I am just simply said for x in fruits, that means apply a loop here for each and every element and append hello to the fruits one list. That's it. Okay, so you can get the output like this, hello hello for the 5 times. And this can be done with the help of list comprehension also, quite simple. That is, uh, again I'm available with a list, I'm saying hello for x in fruits. Okay, so return hello, hello will be assigned to the new list each and every time, and here is the element. Okay, 5 times you are getting hello, and this is how a new list has been created. So list comprehension, I think now it's been getting better and easy. Okay, um, now if I just bring some more stuff here, some more coding stuff here, in a different way, some different problem. What it is? Again, I'm having a list of fruits. I'm having empty list of fruits. Then I'm having for x in fruits. If x equal to banana, append orange in fruits. Now, if you are going to find banana, then you need to append orange into fruits. Else fruits two dot appendix. Now, what is the problem statement? If while going through this list, this list, if I found that there is a banana, there is an item, there is an element banana, then you are going to append orange in the in fruits to list. Remaining all is same. Remaining all is same. Okay, so apple, orange, cherry, kiwi, and the mango. This is what I got. Okay, because here the second element is a banana, and you did found that yes, there is a banana present, so instead of banana I need to append orange. Okay, so that's why I appended it here. This is how also you can replace. And by doing the list comprehension, how can I been performing this task? Again, I'm having a list of fruits, and then what I'm going to write, if x not equal to banana, else orange for x in fruit. See, this is how the twist goes. Just go forward with the basic code. Basic code, I told you that in case of basic code you are having for statement. Now, okay, write for. Now what happens? For x in fruits, if x not equal to banana, if x not equal to banana, okay, then the result should be x. Else, the if x is equal to banana, then result should be orange. See, there is some twist. There is some twist. Now a bit of complexity has been increased. What this says, what this code says, sir, if you are going to find x equal to banana, then you are going to append orange. Okay, and here what I'm writing, if x is not equal to banana, then your result is x, else your result should be orange. Okay, so here we need to understand, uh, if the level of complexity get increases in a basic code, then accordingly we need to manage how list comprehension can be performed. Previously, if I do copy this code, because previously I was writing this if statements after for. Okay, so let me copy this stuff. Okay, and delete it here and write it after for. What happens now? For x in fruits, if x not equal to banana, else orange, x, and let me run this code, and you are getting an invalid syntax here. Invalid syntax. That means Sir, previously you're just simply writing if x not equal to banana and something something like that, and you're getting the value of x, sir, and we are creating a new list. But right now, if you have used else statement, sir, then it's give me error. Okay, let me recopy this code. Okay, and just simply use if statement. Okay, just simply use f and remove else. Okay, now let me check the result. Now it's giving you the result. But you know what happened? Else. Else is something which has been misplaced. Okay, so if followed by else, that means first I'm having for loop, for in fruits. If x not equal to banana, so you need to return x. Else orange has not been something which has been given to the x. This is not the proper way to do a code. So we need to take care of the syntax. It told me, sir, this is an invalid syntax. I can't give else here, else orange. This will not work. Okay, but if I don't have any else statement, then it is working. And we did do did and we did perform the codes above also with single if statement with no else. But if you want to use else, you want to use else, this is something you need to write it prior to the for statement. Okay, then only it will give you the correct result. So that's why I brought this example also for us to understand how to use if else in case of list comprehension. Okay, so let us proceed ahead. All right, sorting. Sort method in the list. See, sorting, what do you mean by sorting? In C programming, have you learned about sorting techniques? Sorting. What do you know about sorting?
Arranging the words according to their alphabetical order.
Okay, arranging the words according to the alphabetical order and arranging the numbers according to their increasing order, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here if I'm available with the words, that is your fruits, orange, mango, and etc. etc. I'm available with, and I need to sort them. And you told, sir, arrange them into the alphabetical order, and alphabetical says that A comes first, and then so on. Okay, so here I'm just using a sort method that is a predefined method in the Python. However, if you try to do this stuff with C programming, okay, so there is no predefined method sort available. You need to apply the complete logic how to arrange or how to organize the words in alphabetical order, or how to organize the numbers into their increasing order. Okay, so just reading this concept and it's quite clear to you, sir. You are using fruits dot sort, and it will automatically sort. It will arrange apple, banana, kiwi, mango, orange, pineapple. Sir, it has been clear. It's been we can check the output, sir. We understood sort. Okay, uh, because it's already available. But if isn't available, then you need to write. And what could be the logic? What do you think? What could be the logic for the sorting? What could be the logic? Please tell me. What could be the logic for arranging the elements? You told na problem statement, sir. I need to organize them into the increasing order. That is, if it is words, then it's been alphabetical order, and if it has been numbers, then increasing value. What could be the logic? Any idea about the logic? See, if you're talking about the words, you should be looking forward like this. If first character, if first character of the word is equal to a, then get a collection of them. Okay, and then if next character is equal to b, get a collection of those elements. Then c and so on. You need to give the precedence according to the number of characters. Okay, so collect those words which are starting with A, then collect those words which are starting with B, and so on. And then after that, okay, what could be the task here is, if I do talk about the core programming, you need to check if your letter is equal to A. Okay, and you are going to perform the code, and you need to write like this: for I in uh, I in what? I in list, I in list, and I in list. That means if you are available with a list of all these this stuff, fruits, for example, if I do write fruits here, fruits. Okay, if fruits, if I for I in fruits, if I equal to A, what does this mean? If I equal to A, that means if fruits is equal to A, but sir, I'm not looking for the fruits. I'm going to look out for the index positions, if I would say index position, because I need to check index. If the first index is having A, then only you need to put it at the first place. This would be something to put at the first place. Okay. Else else you need to check else if I equal to something like B, okay, then it should be put in the second place, and so on. So this will be a complex code. And yes, in case of C, sorting is a chapter where there are different kinds of sortings available: bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, quick sort, heap sort. And here in case of Python, the sorting has been done with the help of a quick sort. And quick sort is having some approach. There's a complete algorithm for and each and every sorting technique is having an algorithm. Okay, so we need to look out for the algorithm, what it performs. But here you are safe. In case of Python, already you are available with the method, just you need to apply, and it will give you the result. Here is the result. Okay, but if you have been asked create a program of sorting, then obviously it's gonna tough. Here is the numbers. Okay, if it can sort the characters, and it can also sort the numbers, and so with the same method sort. Okay, so here you can get the list of sorted numbers 23, 50, and so on, if I give this list. Okay, and if I want to print it in a descending order. Okay, here what we did, the task in ascending order, ascending. So in this method, if you give reverse equal to true, so it will give you the results in descending order. So here is a result from pineapple to apple, descending. Okay, here also the same case in case of numbers. Okay, now if you are available with the characters like a, and then a, something like that, that means similar characters. Okay, and we very well know in case of Python, it's a case sensitive language. Case sensitive means you're having uppercase and lowercase difference. So here the priority has been given to the uppercase in case of while sorting. Okay, so you can check how I created this list: small a, then small triple A, then ABA, then BAA, then ABA, and then capital double A. So capital double A, this will come first. Then again it will check capital. Okay, this is capital, so capital BA will comes. Then it will look for, okay, there are no further capital A. Then it will look for small a. Okay, so here this is a small a. Okay, so it will come first. Then small a it will come. Then small a BA, and then BA. This is how it can be arranged. Okay, and if you are having a mixed combination, see here also I was having a mixed combination of the characters. Okay, if you are having a mixed combination, here also with in case of fruits, banana, orange, capital O, kiwi, capital K, cherry, small c. Okay, so how it's gonna arrange? It will first arrange orange and the kiwi. Okay, so K comes first, then O comes, and then banana and the cherry. This is how the elements are organized. Okay, now The next thing is, if there are some key also which can be given to the sorting. Okay, so here there's a list of fruits: banana, orange, kiwi, cherry, and I'm giving a key with the help of which I need to perform the sorting. Uh, See here, by default, the sorting has been done with respect to the capital characters. Okay, but if you want to sort with respect to the lowercase characters first and then uppercase characters later on, so you can give str dot lower. Okay, so here the sorting will be done first on the order of the lowercase characters, and then later on it can be worked with the uppercase characters. Okay, so here is the sorting. You can check banana and cherry has came first, and then kiwi and orange has came later on. Okay, now what will happen with the numerics? How the sorting has been done with the help of numerics? If you are having a mixed list and you are going to perform the sorting, so the numbers here, the numbers are giving the preference, has given the preference. So no, 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 one more thing, very important, very important. If you say, sir, can you sort, because list can be created with numerics also. If I write like this, x equal to a list is 1 comma 2 comma 3.4 comma a, and then I write a, then if I write like b c, okay, and if I say um, asd, okay, and if I say true, okay, and if I want to perform the sorting, x dot sort. The point is, sir, how to sort a numerical value? That means there is no sense of comparison basically. Okay, there is no sense of comparison between a numeric and a character. How can I compare which one is greater? Okay, so if I do write like this x dot sort, and if I run this code, definitely it will give me error. Not supported instances between string and the floats. Not supported instances. Okay, I can't compare. And it's saying between string and a float. If I would delete this floating point number, and if I again run this code, not supported instances between string and the int. So how can I compare string and an integer? So you know what it was doing? It's been checking greater than. Sorting. You told me, sir, arrange them in the ascending order. Okay, so how a character can be compared with a integer? Not possible. But in case if I say, sir, can it this be possible? X equal to 1 comma 2 comma 0.5. That means I'm going to take a floating value. Okay, and then I'm taking minus 0.6776, okay, whatsoever, and then if I perform x dot sort, okay, will it be possible? Because here it comprises of all the numbers, and yes, it is possible, and I can print it also. Print x dot sort. Okay, so let's see what the result is. It's saying none. Print is saying none. Print is saying none, because it will return none. So what should be the result? What should be the result? I need to take, after sorting, I need to print x. Print x. Here it is. So this is what you need to do. Print x minus 0.76, 0.5, 1 and 2. That means floating and integer can be mixed up with negative also. Sorting is possible. Here it's not possible. Error coming above. And here I perform the sorting. The reason is this is a string. This is also a string because I have written them into quotation marks. And if you write a number into quotation, it will convert it into string. And in the string also, numerics is giving has is given the preference. Okay, so here the result is 1 2.43, and then the character came. But you need to convert the numbers into string, then only you can perform the sorting with them. So string can be compared with a string only. Okay, so this is just quite experiment I was doing, and just trying to find out what could be the result are. All right. Now, reverse. Uh, we can reverse a string. That means a string words are here, fruits, and we have prepared a list of that. That means banana, orange, kiwi, cherry. It's a list of fruits, and I just used a method reverse. And does what reverse does, that means it doesn't perform any sorting. It doesn't perform any sorting. It just changed the order of your list. That means the last came first and so on. That's it. Just reversing your list, not sorting, just reversing. Okay, so cherry was last, na? So cherry came first, then kiwi, and then orange, and then banana. That is reversing a list. Okay, fine. So here are again, I took some numbers and I performed the sorting of the numbers. Okay, and then I took here the decimal numbers also, performed the sorting of decimal numbers also. Okay, so it's all possible. It's all possible in case of the list, whether you're taking what kind of number, integer, float, string, whatsoever. It's been everything has been sorted. Okay, and I've already explained you the combination of these also. All right, now if I would say in case of sort, if I would say reverse equal to true, I already told you that it will give you the results in the descending order. Okay, so whatever you are going to use, whether it's an integer, whether it is a float, whether it is a characters or whatsoever, if you're just using reverse equal to true, it will going to give you the results in descending order. Okay, descending. Now if you want to create a copy of a list, copy. Okay, so a very important method. Okay, copy method. That means if you are having a list, apple, banana, cherry, you can create a copy of it. A new list can be created with the same set of elements. That is my list equal to this list dot copy. Okay, and if you're going to print this, my list, okay, so same elements are present here, same order, apple, banana, cherry. So by copy method, you can copy. Okay, and um, see if I'm already available with the list, and if I'm going to write like list and give this list into this list method, because you have seen list can also be created by double rounded brackets. We have already studied about that how to what are the other things by which you can prepare a list. So double rounded brackets, if I'm writing 1 2 3, and if I'm going to print x, okay, so it will be list. Okay, so here also, if I'm available with the list, and if I try to write them in a single rounded bracket, it gave me error. List callable, list object is not callable. Okay, so this is how you are going to perform the task for creation of a list. Okay, so copy. I already told you that how copy works. This is your list one with the numerics. You performed a copy. Okay, so each and every element will be copied to the new list, that is list 2. Okay, and then I perform some other operations also. Append 5 to it, append 6 to it, append 7 to it. So 1 2 3 4, and then 5, then 6, then 7. These three elements will be appended to the list. And then what will happen, the new list after adding the element is str list 2, and the old list after adding new elements is your list 1. Okay, so this was actually your list one, older list, and a new list has been performed by adding the elements. Okay, so initially you created a copy of your older list, that is list one. So here is a copy, and then you appended 5, 6, 7 to the new list. Okay, appended. That's it, done. Nothing else. Okay, and if you want to perform simple addition, sir, I want to do list one plus list two. It is also possible. List one plus list two is also possible. Simple addition. Okay, so I found list 1 plus list 2, then I'm getting list 3. Okay, so here it is list 1 and this is list 2. So this is same order, same order. However, if I do list 2 plus list 1, order changed. 1 2 3 and a b c. Okay, and this will be definitely a new list. Okay, so if I write list 1 plus list 2, so elements of list 1 will come first, then list 2 will come second, And then if I write list 2 plus list 1, so list 2 elements will come first, and list 1 elements will come next. Anyone want to ask something? Any doubt, students? Okay, fine. So the order will get changed by plus operation, and how you are going to write it. Okay, so this is again a new list. All right, so we have performed the append also. Okay, append is there. I've already taught you. Extend, I've already taught you, I guess. Okay, extend, in which I'm going to extend a list by another list. Okay, so this was your list 1, this is your list 2. You are going to extend the list 1 by list 2. So you're writing this operation, list 1 dot extended list 2. So here is what you are getting, the result: a b c 1 2 3. And if you want to extend list 2 by list 1, then reverse the procedure, list 2 dot extend list 1. This will be the extension. Okay, so you can do the task with the methods available in list: append, extend, whatsoever. Okay, fine. And if we are seeing, if we see, for making a copy we have already used copy method. Apart from copy method, you can assign also. We have also means check this kind of example. If I'm saying a equal to 1 2 3, then if I write b equal to a, so b is a copy of a. B is a copy of A. So here is your new list as 1 2 3. It's a copy. Copy has been created. Okay, and slashing. Slashing, we very well know about it. If I just took one example, colon minus 1, and if I do run this code, it's telling me that, okay, if I say list 1 and if I run this code, fine, I'm getting the answer as 1 2 3 4. And you know about it, sir. Minus 1, minus 1 are excluded, 5 is not been considered, so I need to move from 1 to 4. That's it, because here it is a colon. So take all the elements from the first till last, and the last one, that is minus 1, that is excluded. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, now there is a concept of shallow copy. Shallow copy, creating a copy, shallow copy. Okay, and how this works, let's see. If I'm having a mixed list, for example, cat 0 6.7, I'm having a mixed list with all these elements. If I do create a list, that is copying a list, that is a whole list, like list colon, that means I'm copying the complete list and creating a new list, that is new underscore list. I'm copying. Okay, and if I do print this list, what I'm getting cat 0 and 6.7, because I copied the complete list. Okay, and then if I do add, new list dot append dog. Okay, and then if I print the old list, and then if I print the new list, see, new list is updated, old list is not updated. So this is a shallow copy, this is not a deep copy. That means the changes which you are doing on the new list is not reflected to the original list. That is why it is called as a shallow copy. Okay, so you add an element to the new list and it's updated. Here it is, and the old list is remains same. Okay, now, and that is what I need to explain you, the concept of shallow copy. All right, so changes. There is one more thing, that is a deep copy. In case of deep copy, changes are reflected. Okay, fine. Uh, okay, calculating the sum and the average of the numbers using the list. I- we did performed this task previously also. Okay, if I need to calculate the sum of first 10 numbers, in the last class I did told you that if I need to calculate the sum of 10 numbers, okay, I gave a list here. Okay, I assigned a value count equal to 0. Then I applied a for loop for I in L, and then I performed count I equal to count I plus count plus equal to I. That means every time the count will be updated. Every time the count will be updated, and then if I need to calculate the average, then I need to divide whatever be the count is just divided by the length of L if I need to find the average, because the average is the sum divided by the total numbers. This is what average is called. Okay, so your program here is to find the sum and the average of the list. So in order to find the sum of this list, what I'm going to do, I need to add 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 9 plus 7 and so on. Okay, and how to do? Sir, I'm going to apply for I in L, and count plus count is initially 0. I would say sum equal to 0, count equal to 0, depend upon you. Okay, so sum equal to 0, whatever, or count equal to 0. So count plus equal to I, that means every time 1 will be added. Count plus equal to I, that means count equal to count plus I. And you very well know what's happening. First, 0 plus 4 is 4, then 4 plus 5 is 9, then 9 plus 1 is 10, then 10 plus 2 is 12, and so on. This is what's happening here. And then if you need to calculate the average, so divide count, whatever be the last count, what is the value of last count divided by the length of L. Why length of L? No, how many elements are there in this list? Okay, so 3, 6 and 8, so the length of L will be 8. So here you are going to get the average, so it's coming to be 5.75. Okay, fine. So now see, the same code here also, the code is all same, just I'm updating the count. I'm not going to use length method if I don't want to use length method here. Okay, so how I'm going to find the average? What could be the idea to find the average? So what I did, I declared two variables, sum equal to 0 and count equal to 0. Sum is for calculating the sum final result, and count is to check how many items are present in the list. That is why I'm using count. Okay, so here is your list again, the same, and I'm applying the for loop for x in L, sum equal to sum plus x. That means it's been used for calculation of the sum. Okay, and count equal to count plus 1. That means every time your counter will going to work upon, that means your loop is going to work, the value of count will be updated. Okay, so initially count is 0, then for every iteration it's going to update itself, it will update till 8. Okay, here the sum will be calculated, so I'm going to print the sum. I got its value is 46. I'm going to print the value of count, it's coming 8, and average is sum by count. That's it. Okay, so without using length method also you can perform this task. All right, fine. uh, See, there is some method also in case of Python. See, the point is, Python is simple. It's been considered to be the simple. The reason is you did not have to write the complete code block, because the reason is already availability of the functions in Python. So I was using this logic for x in and all this stuff here. Instead of that, I am available with the sum function also in Python. So simply used sum L. Okay, and then length function also you are already seen. So whatever be the sum is, it's coming to the in the count, and then I'm going to divide it with the length and getting the average directly. So no need to stress a lot by using this code. Okay, but anyways, it came here that sum is a method and all this, so I told. Now, now the point is, next code, Python program to count even and the odd numbers present in a list. Writing a Python program to count that whether there are even and odd numbers present in the list or not. See, here is again I'm available with the list, and I need to check whether how many even and odd numbers are there. I'm not preparing, I'm not going to give you that this is even or odd. I'm just going to count how many even and odd numbers are there. Okay, so what I'm doing, list one, these are the elements. Okay, and I assigned even count and the odd count as 0 initially. Both are 0 initially. After assigning it, I applied a loop. For num in list 1, okay, I'm applying loop here. For num in list 1, if num percentage 2 equal to 0, then update the even count. If num percentage 2 equal to 1, perform the updation of it. And else, if else, you do not have to write any condition here. Either the number is odd or either the number is even. So, else odd count plus equal to 1. That's it. Okay. So here both are 0 initially. The first number is 10, even count is updated 1. Next number is 21, out count is updated 1. Then 4, here it will be now 2. Then 45, it will be like here will also be 2. Then 66, okay, it will be 3. 93, odd will be 3. 1, odd will be 4. So the results are 3 and 4. This is what you are going to get. Okay. Now, if you are been asked to just write a code, how many positive, negative numbers are there in the list, and if it is 0, mark it separately. So how you are going to do this? For example, if I'm writing like this, list 1 equal to 1 2 3 comma 0 comma minus 89 comma 34 comma 7 comma 9 comma it will be 11 and then 12. Okay. And my problem is to classify that how many even number, how many positive numbers, how many negative number, how many negative numbers are here. Okay, let us mark some more negatives and 0 in this list. Okay, so for I in list 1 colon, I'll say if I equal to 0. Before that, I need to do something. 0 0 equal to 0 pos neg. 0 pos neg equal to 0 comma 0 comma 0. Then three variables under one line itself. 0 0 0. If I'm getting 0 for I in list 1, if I equal to 0, then what I'm going to do? 0 plus equal to 0 plus equal to 1. That means 0 equal to 0 plus 1. I need to update the value of 0. Elif elif I is greater than 0 colon, then what to do? Pos plus pos plus equal to 1. Else neg plus equal to 1. And then I can print pos equal to positive. Okay, and then copy the same. Okay, that means here neg equal to negative. Okay, neg. Okay, and then paste it here again with 0 0. Okay, that will be 0. Okay, so I'm just trying to do this code so you can check. 6 values are positive, 1 is 0 and 3 are negative. Okay, so 6 values are positive, 2 is positive. Okay, and 34 is positive, minus 12, this is positive. What else are positive? What else are positive? It's saying 3 negative are 3. So minus 11, minus 12, minus 89. These are negative values. And positive values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Positives are 6 and 0 I'm getting 1. So this is how I did code for the positive and the negative values, checking that how many of them are, as I told, for the even and odd stuff, even and odd stuff. Same kind of the task you can perform from your side. Okay. The next, see, for even and odd, here is the case. I just prepared a list, count equal to 0, applied a for loop to check whether a number is even or not, and I updated the counter. Okay. And again, I applied the for loop and said if the number is odd, updated the counter and printed the odd number of lists. See, however, these codes are just having an extra line. Sir, why should you apply double for loop and if statements and just checking separately? There is no requirement of checking it separately. The point is, sir, you can use if else in the same block of code, and you can do the task. Don't do it separately. Okay. So but still there are many options depending upon how you do understand and how you perform the code. It's up to you. Okay. However, I'm just performing the task separately to find even in the odd numbers. Okay. Now next. All right. So I think this code we have already performed. So how many even numbers and how many odd numbers here also, there is a counting has been done. Okay. So you very well know about this stuff. Now please let me know, do you have any doubt in case of list? Any doubts you are having in case of list? We have covered the concepts of list, and almost all the functions which are used in the list. Okay. And we have checked the examples based on them. Okay. So if you are having any doubt, please let me know. Okay. Ramya said no. What about other students? Okay. So I'm getting feedback that no doubts. Okay. So let us do some more codes in this list only, and just considering the shallow copy and the deep copy. Let's do two more codes related to it. Okay. So here is your code. Um, Shallow copy and deep copy. I told that, sir, that in case of shallow copy, there are no changes reflected on the base list. Okay, but deep copy does. Okay. So in case of Python, you are having a module copy itself. Copy module is there. Okay. So import copy, I'm going to import this module, and then I'm initializing a list. So the first list is, for example, li1. That is the first list. You can say li or whatever, list 1, that is equal to 1 2. See, list inside a list, and 4 1 2 3 5, that is list inside a list, and 4. Okay. And then list 2, I'm creating a copy of it. Copy dot, see, dot operator, copy dot copy list 1. See, why I'm using this kind of thing. See, if you are going to access any module, if I'm going to have any module in my code, so with the help of a dot operator, I can access its methods. See, copy is a module which you took externally, and you are importing here in your code. So for accessing its methods, I need to use dot operator. Okay. So copy dot copy list 1. Okay. And then its copy has been created, and if I want to print its id, ID you very well know that to which location it belongs. So if I need to print its ID for both the cases, for list one, this is a shallow copy. This is a shallow copy created. Okay, just simply I did performed a copy. So this is a shallow copy created, and in the next case, I created a deep copy. With the help of a deep copy, there is a method called as deep copy in Python. Okay, so list three equal to copy dot deep copy list one, and here I am printing list three, its value and its ID. This is what I'm going to print here. Okay, so with a simple copy, shallow copy is created, and with a deep copy, the deep copy of the list is created. Let me run this code. Here we can understand the fact, and let us print the ID of list one also. Now that will help. That will help in differentiating. Let me print the ID of list one to list one, then okay, list one and list one. Okay, let me print this now. Um, Here the value of all the lists are same. This is our original list one. Here this is list two. Its ID is this, value is all same. And here is list three. Its ID is also different from these two, and its value is this. Initially, we did learn then how to create a copy of list using copy method, importing copy module. Okay, for and we understood that. Okay, so shallow copy can be simply created by copy, and for deep copy, I need to use a deep copy method. And here I found that sir, ID of all these lists are different IDs with the same values. Okay, now the point is uh, how I can differ that the changes are reflected or not. How I can say, sir, shallow copy don't have the reflections by while deep copy is having a reflection. Let us consider another code. Let us consider another code. Okay, again, let's get started. Import copy. You know about that, sir. I'm going to get this module to use the methods of copy. Okay, so I'm importing copy. Then I'm preparing a list one. Okay, so this is list one, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4. Okay, as I did above, same. I'm considering the list. Then I'm making a list two, that is list two equal to copy dot deep copy list one. Okay, I'm creating a deep copy of list one. Okay, now original elements of the list, that means I'm going to apply the for loop here. And how I'm going to apply the for loop? For I in range 0 to length of list one. What is the length of list one? What is the length of list one? List one is having 1, 2, 3, and 4 elements. 4 elements are there present. Don't consider that. Okay, sir, this is also something. No, it is having 4 elements. Okay, so for I in a range 0 to length of list one, that is 4 times, print list one, and I'm taking end space. That means I don't want to print it to the next line. I want to print these elements. I will run it and then I will let you know. Okay, that why some spaces. Okay, so I'm just printing the elements of list one. That's it, and that's what I'm going to do here. Nothing else. Okay, then adding an element to the new list, that is list two. I perform some addition. 2 0. Okay, now you'll ask, sir, what is this 2 0? This looks like, sir, two dimension. And here in the list, you can check. This is 0th index position. This is 1th index position. This is second index position. In the second index position also, you are having two elements. What? You are having element 3 present at 0th index position and 5 present at 1th index position. Sir, what is this happening? Here, it's obviously it's representing a 2D. Okay, so list inside a list, it's a two dimensional figure. So 0th index, 1th index, second index, In a second index, 0 2 0, that means 3, 2 1, that is 5. So here I want to change 2 0 to 7. That means instead of 3, I want to use 7. That is my task. And I replaced it. I did it. Sir, add 207. Will the changes will be reflected or not? The point is you have used deep copy. You have used deep copy. And my question is whether the changes will be reflected or not. Let me run the code again. Let me run this code for I in range 0 length of list 1 and print list 2. Okay, I'm going to check whether the changes are reflected or not. That I will be when I run the code, then you will be understanding okay what happened. What next I did? Change is not reflected in the original list as it is a deep, okay, as it is a deep copy. For I in range 0 to length I list 1, this is the list 1. Okay, now there is a change in the concept says something different. Let me first run the code and tell you what happened. So I guess we were interpreting it wrong, I guess. In case of deep copy, it's telling us that changes are not reflected. You can check the first list. Your first list was list 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4. We are getting 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4. Original list. And we updated list 2 actually. Here. We created a deep copy of list 1, that is your list 2, and we perform updation. And we perform updation here in list 2 by adding an element 7 instead of 3. And then we printed list 2. Okay, then obviously it is showing the change. See, 7 is here. It's showing the change. And then I again run list 1. It's showing, sir, list 1 is again the same. So changes has not been reflected. Changes not been reflected here. Okay, then if deep copy is not putting the changes, the shallow copy is doing the changes. Because by the term we understood deep copy, so we assume that there will be changes, but showing sir there are no changes. That's why I brought this code. I don't want to keep the concept pending of the shallow copy and the deep copy. That's why the reason to make the things clear, I brought this code. So it's saying deep, but it's telling sir there is no changes in the list 1. List 1 is as showing as it is. And the changes we did done by creating a deep copy of list 1 as a list 2. Here the changes has been done. That's nominal. Now again, use copy instead of deep copy. Let's see what happens. Import copy. Again, I'm having a list 1 equal to 1 2 3 5 4. Same list I'm going to take. And I'm creating copy instead of deep copy. That is, I'm creating a shallow copy. And we assumed first that sir, deep copy, there is a change. Shallow copy, there is no change. We assumed that. And I told, okay, yes, in deep copy there is a change, shallow there is no change. But when I implemented the code in front of you all, I found that there is no reflection. That means we are moving to we read a wrong concept just by interpreting a word itself deep. We interpreted wrong concept. And once we did a practical, we found that no, this is not happening. And we checked in the example. Now let us check the example of shallow. So copy, just creating a list 2 equal to copy dot copy list 1, getting a shallow copy. And then if I going to print the elements of list 1, okay, here I'm going to find it. Here is the element of list 1. For I in range 0 length list 1, print the elements of list 1. Okay, it's going to print you. Now I updated list 2. Again I updated list 2. List 2 0 equal to 7. Same thing, the same kind of updation which I did above. Just in place of 3, I'm going to add 7. Okay, updated. And then again I printed, then after updation I printed original elements of list 1. Original elements of list 1. That means I printed 7 and then printed the original elements of list 1. Okay, here it is. What happened? Let me run this code. See what happened. That means the concept is reverse. What we are interpreting. So deep means change, but no, deep doesn't mean change. Shallow means change. This was your original items list. This was your L1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. You created list 2 as a shallow copy. Okay, and then you changed, and then you printed list 1 elements. Okay, and these are as same 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 5, 4. You change the list one. You printed list 1 element. Then here you change list 2, which is a copy of list 1, shallow copy of list 1. Okay, and updated its value as 7. And then you printed list 1 again. You found that there is a change. So shallow copy is creating a copy of actual list, and there is a change in the shallow copy. There is a change, and if you're using a deep copy, there is no change in the actual list. So make correct the concept, and we'll not go with the words. Okay, that's why I introduced these two examples for shallow copy and the deep copy. Now please let me know any doubts. Any doubts here, please let me know. Any doubts? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think
Yes,
that
sir.
because of the echo, na, you are not speaking, isn't it? Is that the case? Okay. But I hope that the session needs to be interactive. I also want to hear you people voice. If how can I ask whether you understood the code or not? Do you have any problem, any doubt? Okay, so that something I require to ask. Anyways, we have checked a lot of programs in list. Okay, as one of the data type in Python, it is a important data type. I already told you, and the reason is because of its properties. It is open. Okay, and because of its openness, many methods are available here. Can you explain a deep copy again? Okay, Ramya. Good thing to ask. And if you guys are having any doubt, sure, you can put into the comment section. Deep copy. See, in case of deep copy, uh, here it is. I imported the copy module in my code, and here is your list. Okay, so the point is, if I do create another code, just import. No need to import, just create a copy only. List 1 equal to, just say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and list 2 equal to list 1 dot copy. List 1 dot copy, that means you are creating a copy of it, and it's a what kind of copy it is. Okay, for deep copy I need to write import copy. Import copy. Okay, and then I can create a deep copy of it. So copy dot deep copy. Okay, and then give list 1, then give list 1. Okay, so as the question asks, a deep copy, that means just a simple copy of your list. It's just a simple copy, where if you do corrections or updation in the copied list, the changes is not going to reflected. That is the task. That is what happens in a deep copy. Okay, so here a deep copy of list 1 has been created, and if I'm going to print list 1, list 1, and if I print list 2, print list 2. Okay, just print both of them initially. Both are same. Now if I update list 2, what I'm going to do, if I say list 2 at any of the index position, if I going to update, for example, at second index position, I'm going to insert 6. Okay, and if I'm going to print list 2. Okay, so here now you can check at the second index position 6 is introduced. Previously there was 3. And if I print list 1 now, list 1, the changes are not reflected. List 1 is as same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But list 2 is updated. And list 2 is a deep copy of list 1. Okay, so in case of deep copy, changes are not reflected to the original list or the initial list from which I have created a new list. But if I would have made here, if I do consider this thing again and created a shallow copy, okay, shallow copy, okay, and if I, okay, shallow copy, module copy has no attribute shallow copy, it's only having copy itself. Okay, copy, just simple copy is shallow copy. Just in your curiosity or enthusiasm, I wrote shallow copy also. Okay, Python will say, sir, what you are doing, sir? I'm not ready for each any you do experiment, that's good, but it's not like that you can do anything with me. Okay, so give me a pardon, sir, Python will say. Okay, so only copy is a shallow copy. Okay, so now if I do perform the updation, list 2 equal to, and list 2 any of the index position, if I say 1, at the 1th index position, if I do update, the value is 10. Okay, and if I print list 2, okay, it will all same, that is 1, 10, 3, 4, 5. And if I print list 1, print list 1, you can check. Oh, list 1, what is this list 1 is? The list 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I used copy, I used simple copy. Okay, updated the value of list 2. Okay, and I again printed the list 1. It is all same, but you have seen here na? In case of shallow copy, copy dot copy and all this stuff you have seen, and you updated the value, you updated the value here, and shallow copy did updated the list 1 value. But what happened here? What happened here? List 1 is all same. Yes, both are same now. Why both are same? Why both are same, but the concept is actually different? In shallow copy we should have the updations. Currently both are showing you the same results. Why? What could be the reason? Here shallow copy has been created, list 1 shallow copy, we printed these two. Okay, and then I updated list 2 with the value 10, and then list 1 I am saying it's the result is same. Does it works with only multi-dimensional thing or what? Not with a single thing. Why? Because it happened here, the changes has been shown here. You can see, already discussed about this code, changes has been shown here. Okay,
Sir,
yes,
both the outputs are same, no, sir.
both the outputs are same.
For shallow copy and deep copy, sir.
Both the outputs are same for the shallow and deep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But as per the question asked, that with respect to shallow copy, changes needs to be reflected.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but because here in case of shallow copy we have seen one example that the changes are reflected. We did updation in the list 2 and it has been reflected to the list 1 in case of shallow copy. Check this example, we already studied now. And then we printed list 1 and list 1, and we found that yes, the updations are there. But here in case of deep copy, yeah, deep copy, no reflections were there. But In case of shallow copy, the reflection should have to be there. Why? Why the reflections are not okay? Okay. Yeah, list one. Yes, we did the correct thing. We updated the list two, and we're expecting the changes in the list one. And if I would say, just create again like a list of list one two here. If I would say like this, okay, and if I do update list 2, what is this index position? This is 0 1 2 3, third index position. At third index position, and if I do update its first value, that is 0th by 10. Okay, and if I okay, let me run this code. Okay, let me run this code. Okay, and let me run this code. Now list 1 is updated. List 1 is updated. So what I found is, when you are working with a simple list, one day list, changes are not being shown to you. But when you are working with a 2D list, then changes are reflected. You can see that. Now list 1 was 10 2, 1 2 3 10 2 4 5. Previously list 1 was 1 2 3 1 2 4 5. So while working with a two-dimensional list inside list, then the things are showing the updates. But when you are working with a simple list, shallow and deep, both are showing the same result. A big change to understand the point. Do you got my what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say? You got my point or not? Okay, I got one comment. What is the difference between these two? Okay, so what should be the difference? What should be the difference? Yeah. Okay. Again, I got. See. Uh, See, what should be the difference? The difference, we found that in shallow copy there is a change. There is a change in list if you update the initial list. However however that change we considered during the multi-dimensional list. Okay, deep copy create a new object before inserting the copies of the items in the original list. What does this mean? This means that cons- this means first constructing a new collection of objects and then performing the copy. Okay, so the copy of object do not reflect to the original object. It means whatever the changes you are going to do, it has been not reflected to the original object. That is the working of a deep copy. However, in case of shallow copy, whatever the changes you are going to made, it will reflect to the original object, and it has been done with the help of only copy method. So shallow copy is having a reference object. See, in case of C programming, have you studied call by value and call by reference? Do you have an idea about call by value, call by reference? Call by value, call by reference. Any idea about it? Because if you have studied call by value and call by reference, this concept is exactly resembling to it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Actually, there was a connection connection issue. Anyways, let me reshare the screen. So, what happened in case of call by value and call by reference? Only the values are copied, not the addresses where the values are present. That is the concept of call by value. And in case of call by reference, the addresses are passed where the value is present. So whatever the changes you do in the value, that will be copied to the address. And once it has been changes reflected to the address, you can see the actual change in the original data. Here also the same concept has been followed up. What? That in case of deep copy, only the values, that means the list values, are being copied to the another list. Okay. And whatever the changes is you are going to do in the deep copy, that has been reflected only to the copied list. But in case of shallow copy, the address of the actual list where the values are present, where the actual values of list are present, the address of the values is been transferred. So whatever the changes you are doing on the new list is been reflected back to the original list. This is what happened in case of shallow copy. Okay, so reference is there, reference object is there. This is what happened in case of shallow copy. Okay, so and copy and the deep copy. Okay, copy, deep copy, no, this is what the very important concept. And we have seen, sir, what is the change? Sir, you are saying that here what could be the change? Here, when we considered that a simple copy is there, it's a shallow copy, we are expecting the change. But when we created a simple list, sir, there is no change shown. But in case of two-dimensional list, the changes are shown. Okay, and now please check when we get started with this concept. id values, id values. Okay, and if I do check the id values of the list which I created here initially, if I do print the id values, print id of what? List 1. And then print the id of list 2. id of list 2. Print id list 2. Okay, let's check this thing. Okay, so id of list 1 is this, and id of list 2 is this. Please don't make an multi-dimensional list. Just make this list only. No, these are the ids of the list. Now you perform some updation in list 2. Just make it as 10. Okay, the third index position I created 10. Then if I'm going to print list 1, it's all same. Now what is the id after you perform the updation? What is the id here? Just take it again of the list 2. Okay, just take it again for the list 2. Its id, whether it is same or not, yes, the id of list 2 is same. Okay, and here what is the id of list 1? Id of list 1 will as same as it is previously. Okay, so the point is to be considered here in case of copy, simple copy, that is called as a shallow copy. If you are having multi-dimensional list, changes are reflected. In case of deep copy, if you are having multi-dimensional list, changes are not reflected, because deep neither multi-dimensional nor single dimensional, it will not give any kind of changes. However, shallow copy will give a change in multi-dimensional. In case of single dimension, we checked both deep and shallow copy, they are not giving any change. They both are not giving any change. And if you ask the difference between these two, told that in case of shallow copy, the object which has been created for that from that particular class copy, its reference is been indicating to the memory where the value has been present. The reference object is targeting to the memory address in case of shallow. So whatever be the changes done in the new list, it has been reflected back to the original list. While in case of deep copy, no reference is created. That is why whatever the changes you are doing, that has been not reflected to the original list. This is what happens. This is the difference between shallow and the deep copy thing. Okay, so and this concept resembles with call by value and call by address concept in C programming. Now, if you are still stuck somewhere, sir, there is an issue. So I request you, please have a look of call by value and call by reference concept concept in C programming. Okay, there you will get to know, okay, how there are two values, because you know what happens in case of call by value, call by reference, we are going to interchange the values. Okay, and check whether the values interchanged or not. Okay, there you will understand what is the reference and how you are going to get. Still, if you are finding any doubt, you can talk to me. Okay, so this is what we have explored a lot about the list, and the important concept about this copy in the list. Okay, and still if you have any doubts, you can sure to ping me now. Still we got time, and I never waste any kind of whether a second also. So just do utilize a second also. Tuples, we are done with the list. Now, let us consider the tuples. Another data type in the Python. Okay, tuple. Tuple same as that of list. Store the multiple items, must multiple elements under one name, under one variable name. Tuples. Okay, but the point is, instead of the square brackets, it uses the rounded brackets, parentheses, whatever you can see, and different property. What property tuples used to have? It is ordered. Okay, yes, list was also ordered, tuple is also ordered. Unchangeable. See, you can change list, but you can't change tuples. Okay, it has been written in the rounded brackets. Duplicacy, yes sir, duplicacy is allowed, sir, in tuple. You can have duplicate values, but unchangeable, ordered, it store multiple values under same name. Yes. How to declare a tuple? Here it is. Fruits equal to apple, banana, cherry under rounded brackets. If I do print, okay, here is what I got the result, as we do in the list. Okay. As I told that it is ordered, so you very well know that ordered means there is an index. Every element has been present at some index position. Okay, so apple is present at 0th index position, banana 1st index, cherry second, apple, this apple. Okay, this is because duplicacy, that means this is another element. This has been present at third, and this is present at 4th index position. Okay, and yeah, if I'm going to print this according to the order, it will be printed as same as in that of list. Length function, len, that is applicable for the list also, that is applicable for the tuple also, and that will be applicable for other data types also, that we will see ahead. So length means that how many elements are present in the tuple. We are having 3 elements, it will going to print you 3. Okay, now if you want to create empty tuple, see, for list, or I would say not empty, if I would say, if you want to have only one element in the list, you just write like this, 1, that's it. In a square brackets, you just write 1. But if you want to create a single element in a tuple, you need to write that element followed by comma. This is what require to create a single element in a tuple. To have a single element, comma is required. But that was not the case with the list. Here you require comma. Okay, so I created a tuple apple, comma. That means one element. If I print this tuple also, if I print the type also, it's going to show me tuple. And if I use this thing, quotation, no comma, and if I print its type, it will be a string. Remember why I used comma here with the single element. Why? The reason is if I don't use a comma, it will be a string. Here it is. Here is the case. If I don't use comma, if you write in quotation apple, it will be a string. But if you use comma, then it will be a tuple. Okay, that just to distinguish between these two types, comma has been used with a single element. Tuple, as usual, that of the list. Either you can have the string elements, either you can have a numerical elements, either you can have your binary values, that is the boolean values. You can have anything. You can create the tuple with all of them. Okay, simple. We can print the tuples. Also, you can have a mix up values. Okay, mix up is also been possible here. Same as that of the list. No differences. Okay. Next, the point is, as we have created the list by using list method, list. Okay, similarly you can create a tuple using tuple method. Tuple with the followed by the double rounded brackets, and you can declare a tuple. And here also rounded brackets are required. Here also double rounded brackets are required. So just using by tuple method, do it. Okay, but you know that, sir, this is simple criteria. As your wish, how you are going to work upon. Then here I took an example, that tuple apple banana cherry double rounded brackets I took and created a tuple. Okay, so remember, double rounded brackets are required, not a single rounded bracket. Tuple single rounded brackets and just no, not double is required. Okay, as we performed indexing in case of the list, similarly here also indexing is there, and you can access the elements on the basis of index. Okay, that means if I create a tuple python for everyone, python comma for comma everyone, three elements are there in tuple, and if I want to print them according to the indexes, yes, I can. Var 0, that means at 0th index position python is there, 1st index position for is there, second index position everyone is there. Okay, so we printed their respective values according to the index. And negative indexing as possible in the list. Here negative indexing is as same as that of the list. So if I say -3 -2 -1, this is your -1 index, this is your -2 index, this is your -3 index, and same values has been printed here. Okay, concatenation. As we perform the concatenation list, we used list 1 plus list 2. Similarly, in case of tuple, you can perform concatenation tuple 1 plus tuple 2. Okay, so here's a tuple of the numbers, numerics, and here is a tuple of string. And I added them. Tuple 1 plus tuple 2, I got this. And the elements of tuple 1 will came first, and elements of tuple 2 will came next, because it is ordered. And if I use tuple 2 plus tuple 1, as I did in list 2 plus list 1, again the order change. Okay, order got changed. See, when we were working with the list, we have many methods to perform, because I told list is something which is open for the changes. But these things are having the restrictions. That is why we haven't introduced any kind of method here. And if I tried x dot append, the property of tuple says no, I am unchangeable. Why you are doing this? How can you append 6 to me? Here I declared a tuple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I perform x dot append. Append method I used in the list to append an element at the last of the list, and I did perform with a tuple. It said no, attribute error. Tuple object has no attribute append. Not possible. You can't add elements. Then I said, okay, I can't add. No, sir. Then if I say x equal to this, y equal to this, if I do x plus y, I'm getting this. Now I'm getting a new tuple. New tuple is there. Okay, but not with a method like append. Not possible. Okay. Then here is the case. I can perform nesting of the tuples also. That is tuple inside a tuple. So here I'm having 0, 1, 2, 3, tuple 1. Python geek tuple 2, and I'm taking tuple 1 comma tuple 2 inside a tuple. Okay, here are the parentheses, you can see. So this is how you can create. Since I can do list inside a list, similarly I can do tuple inside tuple. That's also possible. All right, fine. So I think we should hold it here.